Good morning, everybody, and welcome to What Happened Last Night, the Whodunit Show. Our apologies for getting started a little late today. We were having some audio problems. My technicians couldn't hear me because the volume was down on the computer. Ugh, Danny, come on, dude. Turn up your volume. Welcome so much to the show. We're so excited to have you here. This is What Happened Last Night, the Whodunit Show. It's the show where we play social deduction games like One Night Ultimate Werewolf in the style of the World Poker Tour, so you guys get to see all of the hidden information that is kept from our players. Welcome, and you might notice I'm all by myself today. It's just because I felt like hosting alone, because I just wanted more one-on-one time with you guys. I feel like whenever I have a co-host in here, I'm always just like, they're getting too much attention from the audience. I want to be the only one who gets attention from the audience. I just want a personal relationship. I'm sorry. I'm going to drink a little bit of my mimosa now to cool off after those audio problems. Everything's working great now, and we're so happy to have you here. We've got a bunch of great players out in the other room ready to play some One Night Ultimate Werewolf for you. And we are going to cut over to our player introduction so that you guys can learn a little bit about them, and then we'll introduce you to our special guests.
Hi, my name is Alyssa Barrett Jackson, and I am obsessed with cats and snacks, and food, and cats too. I'm a player who's generally in it for the fun. I don't get really competitive. I'm totally a trustworthy person. I am terrible at picking up vibes. That is not a thing that registers to me at all. I am a bit of a different person when I play board games. I let loose. I smack talk, which is not a thing that's like in my day-to-day life, but board games, yeah, there's a bravado that comes out in me. Ugh.
Hi, my name is Robert. I'm excited to play some games. Man, I got really into Serial for a while, that podcast. I think I listened to all 10 episodes straight. There's no way I could get away with murder. I would freak out. That would be too much pressure. It's weirdly easy for me to lie. It shouldn't be that easy. To everyone but my girlfriend, I'm good at keeping secrets. My girlfriend always knows when I'm lying. 100%. I can't put anything past her. I think I'm good at picking up vibes, but I just read people totally wrong usually.
Hey guys, welcome to the couch. We're so ready to get down to business, but before we do, you guys see some faces you know, and we've got a new one in the house. It's Allie. So that everybody gets to know how amazing you are. Yeah, exactly.
You shouldn't show me.
Well, no, yeah, guys, we go way back. We're so amazing, we share a name, but we had to like get different nicknames so that we could just be separable, you know.
Yeah,
but
there was a pretty epic battle in college. She won, so she keeps Alyssa, and I go by Allie now.
Yeah.
Not bitter at all.
No, not at all. So in order to just show them that you're not bitter, how about you tell them your favorite board game?
My favorite board game is chess. Oh yeah,
Classic.
no, like old school, all the way at like 18th century.
Okay,
Like,
all right.
full on. And I can never find anyone to play with. No one plays chess anymore.
All right,
It's
well,
such a good game. I'm actually serious. I love chess.
if you guys play chess, put it in the comments because you have somebody to play with. But for now, we're going to show you how to play this game. Rules, please?
One Night Ultimate Werewolf is a game where everyone has secret identities that determine how they play. Each player randomly chooses a role and keeps it a secret from the other players. Then begins the night. The players close their eyes so that role by role they can be called on to conduct their misdeeds in secret. First, any players who drew the werewolf role cards open their eyes and acknowledge each other. Then the rest of the players act in turn according to their role. Then, day begins. The players will have 5 minutes to figure out what happened and vote on someone to kill. If a villager dies, the werewolves win. If a werewolf dies, the villagers win. The only exception is the tanner, who's trying to get themselves killed. In order to win, our players will have to lie. They'll have to deduce, and they'll have to figure out what happened last night.
All right, we're just going to get into it.
Everyone, close your eyes.
All right. So let's see. We've only got one werewolf this game, and it's Cassie. She's looking around and she sees that she's by herself. This should be a pretty interesting game because we've got both the robber and the troublemaker, so there's definitely going to be a lot of cards switched around. We only have one werewolf, but we also have a tanner. So Alyssa and Cassie, or whoever wind up with those cards, are gonna have to do some deceiving. Hopefully, yeah, Allie was the only Mason, and she saw that she was by herself. So the only information that she has to offer to her fellow villagers is that there was only one Mason. So if anybody else comes out and tries to say that they were the Mason, she'll be able to call them out quite quickly. All right, Robert's the Robert appropriately, and he's got to make a decision. It looks like he's reaching all the way over for Mario's card. So they're going to be able to confirm what Robert's move was because Mario was the Insomniac. Danielle's the troublemaker. Danielle is switching Cassie with Robert. So that means that Robert is going to wind up as the werewolf, and he probably won't know until Danielle decides to reveal what she did. We're showing you the switches as they happen in real time, so we can see that the Insomniac has gotten switched over to the Robber, and very soon we'll have the final standings.
I also have that dream that you keep falling.
Yeah.
I keep waking up.
Yeah.
Scary.
I hate that one.
I think it means my mom didn't hug me enough.
So I can corroborate a story right away. You were the Insomniac.
Yeah. Yes.
And,
How easy.
I mean, maybe.
and you woke up as the Robber.
Yes.
I was the Robber.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I took your card.
So
I'm the Insomniac now.
He's correct.
Legit.
Yeah.
Cool.
I trouble made, but neither of those two were involved.
Okay.
Okay.
So, werewolf. You might not be a werewolf anymore.
Okay.
You're a werewolf.
The world is right there.
It's a baby werewolf.
Aw.
We have a visiting werewolf that we have caged in another room right now.
And I do want to say, as a vegan, I don't normally condone the killing of werewolves, but this is just a game. So.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what she thinks.
And werewolves are evil.
Wow. Okay. Well, I feel good.
What did you guys do last night? Secret.
I saw some things.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw some things in the middle.
Okay.
So
Were you the seer
yes,
in that case?
that
Okay.
is how I saw some things.
Okay,
That was
good.
the secret.
What did you see in the middle?
What? I don't want to
You don't
divulge
say that.
just yet.
Don't
No,
wanna
I
tell.
don't want to tell anyone just yet.
So what's left? We have
Wait, I was the seer.
So
Oh.
we got a Tanner over here.
Okay. Well, I'm just lonely. I don't have any friends except that I love all of my fellow villagers.
There's no village.
None of us are your friends, but you love us anyways.
I love all of my friends.
That's
A
nice.
lot of invisible friends.
Wait, so who
Story
are
of my
you?
life. I think I'm doing this right. So nervous right now.
You're doing great.
I'm a mace.
Okay, yeah, that's a
I was trying to say I'm amazing.
But no one opened
Yeah.
their eyes with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Lonely, cold night, no cuddles.
Oh, no cuddles.
Two seers, can any of you possibly elucidate us?
We
were
have to
there-
pause
were there- oh,
before
do.
we do that.
Suspense.
Yeah.
Cliffhanger.
So now.
Turn off line in, please. Wow, that was pretty fun. A lot of information got thrown out there right at the top. Good play on Robert's part, I think, to let everyone know right out of the bat, I have a truth that someone else can corroborate so that you guys can trust who I am. He was able to work with Mario so that everybody knew that he at least started off as the robber and Mario started off as the Insomniac. Everyone can feel pretty confident that that's how things began because they were able to corroborate one another's stories. What Robert doesn't know, however, is that he got switched with the werewolf. He seems to be in a pretty good position so far because everybody trusts that he's a member of the villager team. He's working well with the rest of his fellow villagers. But Danielle has a little trick up her sleeve. She let everyone know early on that she was the troublemaker, and she was going to wait until later in the game to reveal who she switched. She said that neither Robert nor Mario were involved in the switch. We know that, however, to be a lie, and it's a very interesting lie. I think that she may have been saying that just so that Robert and Mario could continue to feel secure as members of the villager team and continue to work towards finding who began as the werewolf. I think that it's going to get really tricky in the second half of the game when Danielle reveals who she switched. Very interesting play on the part of the two non-villagers. Alyssa came out and said that she was the seer, which seemed to be a pretty safe play. No one else was claiming the seer, so she was safe to that point. But after she said it, Cassie came out and said that she was the seer as well. Very good call on Danielle's part to say, well, I think we've got a Tanner, but the question is she going to be able to figure out who the Tanner was? Cassie jumping on after Alyssa may make it look like a sloppy, intentionally bad Tanner move. But we'll see what happens. I think that Danielle's really going to shake things up when we go into the second half.
All right, back into it.
So I fucked up. I actually didn't switch the three of you. I switched to these two.
Wait,
Allie and Robert, or
Wait.
I was a troublemaker, and I said that neither of you were involved.
We weren't
but,
involved.
You did
but I did
switch
switch
me
your card
with Cassie?
With Cassie's.
Okay.
Oh.
So Cassie, if you were a bad guy, you're not anymore.
Wait, and you were.
I became an insomniac.
He was the robber. I was the insomniac. Robbed me is now the insomniac. But
If we
she's
were
telling the
switched,
truth.
you are now the insomniac,
Yes.
and I am whatever you were.
I'm so glad you guys understand.
just nod to everything we said.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
So
Well,
it is,
really,
yeah. I guess you can say now.
Why am I the Tanner of the two of us?
No, I'm
No, I
saying
think-
it's because I switched you. So whatever you were.
If you
you're
were the
not.
Tanner or the werewolf,
Yeah, or
he
if
is that
you
now.
still are saying you're the seer, then that's fine. But we're like, what were you? Because you're.
Or we're two werewolves plotting.
oh,
Well, can any of the seers?
Because if you were the Tanner, we want to know not to vote for Robert. Is what I'm saying.
1 minute
You
remains.
can-
But Robert wouldn't want that.
No, I wouldn't, but you don't have to. You have to be on my side here. I really appreciate it, but.
so, but wait a second. Do we have no werewolves out? I saw one in the center, and I saw Mason.
That's
Oh my
what-
God.
Well, no,
Yeah.
but I saw Mason
What
in the
were you-
middle
what were
and a
you?
werewolf in the middle.
Oh, you're a seer.
Yeah,
Okay.
But what did you see?
a Mason and a werewolf.
Mason and a werewolf.
Okay, this is a big risk.
Interesting.
So this may be like me forfeiting the game.
Okay.
But
Only 30 seconds left.
Do it.
I was the werewolf. I got to look in the center. In the center, there was a seer. That's why I said I was a seer, which would make you a werewolf now, and which would make you a Tanner.
Yeah,
Robert.
I knew it. I don't like talking here.
Oh.
I mean, I did.
Unravel.
Okay, thank you for clarifying. Okay, thank you for the clarification, because I appreciate that. I got a little nervous.
Much history.
Ooh, ooh, okay.
We gotta vote for
God,
Robert. We
okay,
have
so
4
we're okay.
seconds. That's.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Yeah, I,
Time is up.
guess I have to.
Okay.
Just
Everyone.
vote for myself.
Oh.
3, 2, 1, vote.
Is that too?
Let's find out.
What is it?
Woo!
Although I
What are you
guess
gonna
I
do?
shouldn't rejoice because I was.
The Tanner.
Yeah, you guys figure that one out.
Good job. That was
So,
good.
like, quickly.
Here was the seer.
I didn't know what to. I was like,
Wow.
But I then
So there was a Mason and a werewolf in the middle.
Oh man, this must have been
Yes.
very confusing for
I
you.
was
then.
just-
Where's my friend?
All right. Well, I guess Danny can Danny like assess all of this amongst all the cries of the werewolf that we have caged?
Really stressed out werewolf.
Yeah.
Understandably. Again, do not condone werewolf.
Is he
cruelty.
okay?
He just wants to play.
Oh, I get it.
Hey, hi. Do I look here? My name is Curtis. I'm good friends with
Welcome to the postmortem for Game 1. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us through that first round. Golly, that got really exciting. I I knew that was going to happen. It was a very dirty trick on Danielle's part to say, oh, I didn't switch these two guys who seem to be the most cooperative, because she just made them continue to play into the idea of like, we're villagers, so we're gonna get to the bottom of this. And because Robert didn't know he had been involved in the switch, he just laid the path for his own demise. Gosh, dirty trick. Danielle is really good at this game. She is one of the people who taught me how to play, and I think I'm pretty good, and everything I learned from her. It was interesting that Cassie waited so long to reveal that she had in fact been the werewolf. She was, I guess, worried that perhaps Danielle was lying. That could have been a trick that Danielle used. She could have said, hey, it was very suspicious from the beginning when Alyssa and Cassie both said that they were seers. So Danielle had to know one of these people is not on the villager team. If I were the troublemaker and I hadn't revealed who I switched, I think it would be a really good play for me to say, hey, you were the person who I switched, even if that wasn't the case. I suppose that it's a no-risk play, because as the troublemaker, I know who I've switched, and I know who wound up with what cards. So I could tell someone that I switched them, whether or not I did, and find the truth that way, if they choose to believe me. And if I switch the card away, then I'll feel bad for the person that I slotted with the loss, but ultimately, you know, you've still found your way to a villager victory. It was interesting that Cassie looked in the middle and saw that there was a seer there. And it makes me wonder why she didn't come out earlier on to say that she had been the seer. Because if she had, it would have made her very trustworthy from the beginning. She could have said, I'm the seer. Alyssa would have been stuck having to come up with some other lie, and Cassie would know that she was pretty safe without having to worry about someone else claiming the role that she was lying about. Man, gosh, what a fun round. Allie's doing a great job out there. By the way, there is a werewolf in the master bedroom. This is my new apartment. Welcome to my new apartment. I'm really excited about it. And I'm sort of like squatting in a corner. We're gonna have more furniture sometime soon. That coffee table out there is just a few cardboard boxes that I put together. Cardboard boxes? Wait, did somebody say box? Uh-oh, you guys know what time it is. We are rolling up to our first audience participation game of the day.
Doing the actual skills.
No, you don't. That's what I've come to learn. You truly don't. In the first season.
Y'all are on.
Hey! All right!
What's in the box?
Oh, all right. What's in the box?
There's a box.
Hey guys, welcome to What's in the Box. Here, wait, let me
Wait, was there a package delivered or something?
Yeah, there was a package delivered earlier today. How did you know that?
I just had like this tingling sensation.
Yeah, guys, I found an Amazon box on my front door, and I was like, oh, I'm moving in. That makes sense. Maybe it's some new stuff that I need for my apartment. Whoa. But then I remembered I didn't order anything on Amazon. What?
But what's
I'm
inside
gonna drink
it?
my mimosa. I don't know.
Is it Gwyneth Paltrow's head?
Ooh.
Spoilers, Allie. Jesus. Not everybody has seen the movie Seven. She was spoiling the movie Seven.
Bruce Willis is a ghost. I'm so sorry. I couldn't.
Oh my God, Allie.
Well, guys, neat thing about this box is there was a note on top. And the note appeared to be a bunch of 1-star reviews for an Amazon product.
What kind of sick game is this?
Yeah, really.
I don't know. Some evil bastard must have come up with this. This is the game What's in the Box, where I read 1-star reviews of Amazon products, and you guys at home, our audience, try to guess what that product was, while the players here try to guess as well. I'm going to read a 1-star review. You guys are going to have an opportunity to buzz in by saying buzz once you guys have come to a consensus and giving me one guess. After you have guessed, I will read the next clue until you guys get it right or the audience gets it right. Actually, we're going to keep going until you guys get it right, and if you guys get it right after the audience, sorry, y'all are losers. Yeah. But anyways, today's What's in the Box is going to be more of a general item and not a specific product. Okay. So for example, if, let's say it's a picture frame, right? I'm not going to look for you guys to say, oh, it's the Art Life picture frame X67. I just want you guys to guess picture frame.
Got it.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Understood.
You're being nice. Got it.
Yes. All right. So I'm going to read the first review, and anytime I say the word blank, that is filling in for something that would be, the name of the product.
Okay.
All right. Cool. I haven't had this blank for a week yet, and it's rusting away. I haven't even taken it near the water. The rust is weakening the blank to the point where it is breaking away pieces of metal. Complete waste of money. And if it sounded like it was hard for me to read that, it was, because there were a lot of spelling errors. Complete was spelled C-O-M-P-L-E-A-T. Yeah, that might be a clue, guys.
They might have meant complat.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Any guesses?
Like a sprinkler?
Wait, maybe a fishing pole?
But yeah, take it near the. Haven't taken it near the
Fishing,
water.
because I thought, because like
Near
water.
the water.
Yeah.
Fishing pole, I like.
I do like fishing pole.
Taser? No, is that?
Generally, those are plastic casings because
Alright, it's like a
otherwise
bunch
they
of
would.
fish,
Somebody
Yeah.
buzz in.
Okay, do we want to?
Mario.
Buzz, fishing pole.
It is not a fishing pole.
Oh.
All right. Next clue.
Oh my goodness.
Very bad. It has permanent fingerprint and discoloration on the brass pommel/guard.
Oh.
Oh.
That's a sword.
Sword.
Yeah.
This is a sword. A water sword. This
Is
is
there sword?
Water
A
sword.
water.
So are we buzzing in for sword?
Buzz.
Buzz.
Sword?
sword.
It is not a sword.
It's not
Huh.
a sword.
Not a sword.
Pommel/guard.
A
Okay.
knife, a large knife.
Clue 3. Handle fell apart after 1 year. Surprised by poor quality from, and I'm going to give you the name of the maker of this product. Surprised by the poor quality from Buck.
Oh.
Good old buck.
Yeah. Great. Thanks.
Yeah, I didn't think you guys would know.
You passed the buck on that one. Thanks.
Haha!
Handle.
Could it maybe be an oar of some kind?
Oh yeah. a
Something-
fishing oar.
Like a-
Yeah.
Situation.
A rowing
Has to
oar.
be-
Oh yeah, it's like a.
'Cause they have the-
Metal
Yeah.
bits by the water.
So,
roughed off.
but also, maybe we got led astray by the next to the water thing. Maybe the guy is just
Just
saying,
like, I haven't
I'm not
gotten
near
anywhere
water,
near water.
but it's rusting.
Yeah.
And also, usually oars are not metal, are they?
No.
No.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So it
He
has,
just
it
happens
has a
to be
handle.
by the water.
It has a handle.
And it has a
and
cover over the handle.
Is
Yes.
it a saddle?
And it's rusting.
Is it a saddle?
It is
How
not
big
a
is the
saddle.
box? Okay.
It's not a
It's not
saddle.
a pommel. There's metal parts.
All right.
True.
Next clue.
Oh.
I'm rating this low because the description did not state it comes with a leather sheath. If you look at the bottom of the item page, it states most customers bought this blank plus the case plus a sharpener. I ordered the sheath for $8.95,
Like a
So-
bowie
but
knife.
$4 shipping only to get the blank with a leather sheath. It's not worth paying to ship it back, so I have an extra unneeded sheath. I notified Amazon that they should update the description to state sheath included, but they haven't. Other than that, I love the actual blank and leather sheath.
All right.
Wait,
so-
you just said it was a blade.
Just like one more
I
time.
said blank.
Oh, blank.
Blank,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's like a
we're saying it's a
Niner.
knife.
Like a bowie
hunting
knife.
It could,
Yeah.
yeah, it could- something like that. Yeah.
Should we
Okay.
just say knife?
Buzz.
Knife.
Buzz.
Like hunting knife or bowie knife.
Hunting knife is correct.
Okay.
Yay!
We did it!
But did the audience get it first?
Yeah.
Did it? Or did no one guess?
Hold on, let's check Facebook chat too.
Yay! Oh, Facebook chat? We think
You guys got it.
Yay!
Step up your game. All right. And you
But
guys,
thanks for watching.
That's how you build audience.
You guys can use your brand new hunting knife to kill the next werewolf.
Yes.
good second.
All right. If everybody remembers who they are or doesn't remember, you have to check. That's cool.
True.
All right. So ready to go?
Okay.
Here we go.
Everything's fine.
Is it though?
All right, guys, welcome to game 2. Let's see. Oh no, they can't use their new hunting knife to kill the next werewolf because there's no werewolf this game. There is a tanner, however. All right, you know what? I'm gonna let that dog out. Mario and Alyssa see each other as Masons. I'll be right back. Hi, Bobo. I got a dog in here now. Sorry. So Danielle was the seer, and she saw, I don't know what she saw. Sorry, I was paying attention to the dog. But we have a robber. Cassie is the robber, and she's taking Allie's Insomniac card. So Cassie knows that, like in the last game, she and Allie will be able to confirm one another's identity right away. And we will switch those cards over for you in the view so that you guys can see them. No troublemaker this game, so that's all of the information that everybody's going to get. I wonder if they're going to be able to figure out that there are no werewolves. And I wonder if Robert's going to be able to make a play that will convince everyone that he is one. Let's see, the Insomniac, Allie is waking up. She sees that she is now the robber. And it's about time for that day phase to begin.
Wake up.
Ooh. It was torture last night.
Yeah, I was saying last night. I
It's
did
getting
not
hot.
sleep well last night. Oof.
Didn't you?
No,
You were busy.
I didn't.
The full moon keep you up?
Tossing and turning. Jeez, guys.
Interesting.
Alright. So,
What do people get up to?
yeah.
Well, I didn't sleep well either.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just had this really like crisis of identity, which was really startling. Yeah. And it seems that someone wanted to sort of like be like me.
Oh.
Makes
Okay.
sense.
And like, I get it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, now I just feel weird, like I'm not wearing the same outfit I was last night, you know. it's
Okay.
So you were the Insomniac and you got robbed?
Yeah.
I like the gaming code, it makes me feel cooler.
Yeah.
We were talking about the game, Allie. No, just kidding.
So who was the robber, y'all?
I was the robber, and it is because I'm a huge fan. It was really nice to meet you.
Flattery will always work.
Yeah.
I was the seer and saw something in the middle.
Two things
really
in the middle.
Yeah, two things in the middle.
Things in the middle. So, what else did I was everyone?
Any Masons? Okay, good. I was a Mason. That's why.
To double check.
Shifty. What's going on
What were you?
in this space?
I was a Mason.
Oh, that seems like that's not gonna
But she
work.
started saying she didn't sleep well, which has me, and if she was the robber.
I just assumed that was a joke because it was hot.
Yeah, no, that was, I just didn't sleep well because it's hot. Also, when you're like dealing with the fate of the country and like all those bricks and things, you get nervous.
Wow, we're going deep today.
Yeah.
All right.
I know about my job.
Cool.
I know what I'm responsible for. I know secrets.
So there's only one werewolf because there was a werewolf in the center. I'll give that away.
Okay.
So it's a lone wolf that we're looking for.
Well,
Okay.
I think I can help out. I'm gonna go ahead and like push Alyssa's Mason agenda here and confirm that I was the second Mason. She is telling the truth.
Oh, cool.
Well, this seems
Thank
like
you.
a little
Thank you.
too late.
Thank you. But now we're gonna pause. We're gonna pause.
What? Not a Mason's of the Very therapeutic. We're gonna get a little tense.
Bring that down.
Got a little bit.
There we are. Welcome to the Stare Down Siesta. Ooh, man, that was sneaky. Also, I've got a dog in this room now, and I just want everybody to meet him. Theo, come here. Come here, Theo. Theo, come here. Come here, Stinko. Come here. Come here. Ah, he's feeling feisty. He's feeling feisty. Come here. Come here. Oh, come on. Come on. He's a good dog. Anyways, there's actually a dog here. I'm not talking to myself. Let's talk about the game, though. That was tricky. Man, so what happened? Danielle revealed that she was the seer, and she saw some stuff in the middle early on. Very interesting play that of the robber and the Insomniac, Allie, who was the Insomniac, was the first to come out and say what had happened. If I were Cassie, I would not feel awesome about that because I feel like it's easy for someone who wasn't involved in that trade to come out and say, oh yeah, I was the robber, once that information has already been revealed. Because it's a very easy lie to then make. You can say, oh, you started off as the Insomniac and you're the robber now? I was the robber. I was the one who robbed you. So, and then the other robber could be stuck trying to just be more convincing. But everybody seems to believe Cassie and Allie. I also really appreciated the little bit of role-playing that Allie was doing, saying like, oh man, you know, it seems like somebody was jealous and they took my card and I had trouble sleeping, do. Yeah, I was the Insomniac. Everybody else was no nonsense. So like, you're the Insomniac? Got it. Theo, hush now. Okay, and what else happened? Alyssa and Mario are the Masons. Really cool the way that played out. I liked that Mario waited until he heard that there was a lone wolf to reveal that he was the other Mason, because that removed all suspicion that he and Alyssa were just working together as wolves rather than actually being the true identity of the two Masons. So it's gonna be everybody in the other room is imitating Theo, so I'm just hearing a bunch of like whines, but let's go to game 2.
All right. So admittedly, I kept looking at him when he asked about Masons, so I didn't look over my shoulder to see if you actually said that you were one of the Masons. Did you say you weren't a Mason?
I said I was a Mason.
Okay, when he first asked, and I didn't say I was one?
No. I didn't say anything until...
Oh, okay, so we let it clear for you to... Yeah, no, because we're both...
I cleared it later.
Werewolves and
Masons.
pretend to be Masons.
Yeah.
Well, there's only one werewolf, so it would be weird.
Oh, true.
Yeah, that's the thing. When she said there was only one werewolf, I was like, all right, that's going to be easy to like
help us
corner
out.
in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean...
Interesting.
Yeah.
Weird that there are 3 Masons in this game.
So
How did that happen?
Yeah.
But Robert also could be the tanner because I literally saw 2 out of 3 cards and that both werewolves are in the center, and Robert's usually good at this game.
Usually.
So you're not telling us what the other card was?
Yeah, I was waiting to see if anyone was going to try and say that they were the troublemaker, but no one did.
1 minute remaining.
Okay.
So authoritative.
Okay. So what
So
did we...
Did you say what you were, Allie?
Yeah, so I was an Insomniac.
And you woke up the robber.
And then,
That's
And
right.
then I woke up as the robber.
Oh,
Right,
and
so
then
that's the
Cassie was the
situation.
corroborate that.
Yeah.
And I was a Mason.
For robber.
And then...
Kind of.
I feel like maybe we have to vote in the circle, or what
Yeah.
we do it in the middle, vote in the circle, like there's no werewolf.
Only 30 seconds left.
That sounds good.
I don't know.
Of course it sounds good to you.
I think it's a tanner.
I wonder if you're not actually the seer.
Oh.
And then
I mean-
you should say in cards.
She
like,
kind of
Yeah.
has a point that, like, there might be a chance that he's a tanner, in which case it seems confirmed that there's a werewolf in
In the
here.
middle?
But I don't know.
Yeah.
There could be 2 werewolves leading us astray.
We have 3 seconds.
I don't know.
I know.
These 2 werewolves?
Time is up.
Oh God.
Everyone.
Oh God.
I'm just gonna go against
3, 2, 1, vote.
Oh,
Cassie,
you
where
changed
are
your
you
vote
pointing?
in 1 second, Mario.
Cassie's pointing at me.
And then
Okay.
there's 3 people
Pointing at the middle.
I think it's just the safest bet.
I just want to find out what Robert is. Yes. Okay. Great.
I knew you were
So
gonna vote for me.
now I
And then you
need to
saw me
know who
point for
did.
yourself.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
So Danielle,
Yeah.
yay! There were 2 werewolves in the middle. Yay!
I thought you guys. I thought you two had something
That
going
would
on.
have been very sneaky.
You were really close.
Oh God. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
I know Robert
God.
too well.
Yes.
Oh,
Close,
yeah,
close
good
one.
thinking about that whole thing that she
Yeah.
said she saw one werewolf, so that meant it couldn't be. I hadn't
That's
connected
what
that.
I was thinking. I was
Yeah.
just a little hesitant because maybe they're just trying to like avoid getting pointed at, but
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
That's right.
We did it.
No, we did. All right.
What's a
Well,
tall man have to say about this?
yeah, that's a good question. What does a tall man have to say about this?
I think like Guillermo just
Cut to the tall man. Look at this dog. This is my new roommate, Theo. Welcome. Welcome to the show, Theo. He's a nice little dog. Anyways, goodbye. He doesn't want to hang out with you. He doesn't like you, audience. Anyways, I'm gonna bring the dog out at the end because he loves people, so he's so excited. He just wants to bust out of here. I had him in my roommate's room. Anyways, let's talk about the game. is what's more exciting, this game of werewolf or the dog? Because for me right now, I'm really stoked about this dog. But you know what? Werewolf is probably a little bit more exciting. So that was a fun game. Man, what happened? There was very little switching and a lot of information that was shared, but the information came out bit by bit in just that sweet, dramatic way. Danielle revealed that she saw a werewolf in the middle. Cassie and Allie revealed that they were the robber and insomniac, respectively. They corroborated each other's story. Great job with that pun, you guys. Very fun. And then Alyssa and Mario were the Masons. You know, I think that it was a tough call at the end there for everyone to agree with one another that Robert must have been the Tanner rather than a werewolf. And there was some confusion. 3 people pointed to the middle, but there were fingers pointing everywhere. There was somebody pointing at Alyssa. I think somebody was pointing at Robert as well, and Robert was certainly pointing at Robert because he wanted to die. He was the Tanner, but he didn't. In the end, the villagers prevailed once again. I think that we're not going to have a villager victory again, because this next game is going to be a tough one. I can see which cards are coming up, and I think that it's going to be tough. And I think we're going to go ahead and cut over to Game 3 if the players out in the other room are ready, which it appears they are. So, everybody, welcome to Game 3. We're skipping the audience participation game today, just in the interest of time. I'm very sorry about those 2 truths and a lie, but we ran a little bit late getting started. So we're just going to go straight into Game 3.
All
right, here we go.
Everyone.
All right, we've got 2 werewolves, Danielle and Robert. And that's one reason why I don't think the villagers stand a chance this game. Danielle and Robert have been playing this for a very long time. And together as the werewolves, I think that they're going to be a force to reckon with. We've got 1 Mason in Mario. We'll see if he's able to convince everyone that he's the Mason again. No seer this game, but we've got Cassie and Alyssa working as the robber and the troublemaker. Allie is the Tanner, so there's really, with Cassie being the robber and having to steal someone's card, there's a potential that there will only be 2 people who believe that they're on the villager team. Let's see. Looks like Cassie just stole Alyssa's card. Okay, I think that that's probably the best possible outcome for the villagers, because Cassie and Alyssa will be able to corroborate one another's stories. Looks like Alyssa is switching Robert and Allie. So this is probably the best outcome that the villagers could have hoped for, and they're really going to need it this game. With 3 non-villagers and 2 of them being Danielle and Robert, it's going to be really tough to get all of the information out and verify all of it being true. But let's see what happens.
A little bit cooler last night.
Yeah. Okay. So I got busy last night.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
You know,
good night.
I had a little fun with a couple of people.
Wow.
What? 50 Shades over here.
Oh, yeah. So that's all I'm gonna say before anybody throws shade.
Uh-oh. Wow.
Coming out hot.
So far my strategy is just to read your mind.
I know. I feel like I'm just like, okay, keep talking. Everybody else talk. You're looking shifty over there.
Is it just because you're on a pillow on the floor?
It's because I'm looking for a friend, but I didn't have any friends last night. I was a Mason. But my other Mason stood me up.
Okay.
They were an indoor Mason.
They just ghosted me, yeah. And then indoor Mason,
That's
yeah.
interesting because I opened my eyes when the Mason card was called and I didn't see you.
Wow.
I did too.
And
saw
And you saw.
Yeah.
So I feel like we may have a Tanner over
Wow. First of all, rude, guys. For not inviting me. And then telling me that you didn't invite me.
Yeah,
It's like we have another 3 Mason game.
That's a real Mean Girls move.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Popular
You
strategy.
can't sit with us. I've seen that movie.
Unless
It's
they're
not Forrest
werewolves,
Gump.
it was a good call you didn't sit with them.
Yeah, that's true.
I have no way to like prove my case. So
okay.
they were just 2 Masons then.
What?
I don't like. They're wrong. I was a Mason, but I just
You're right now you have no cards
I
to
just
play
have
to
no
prove
way
anything.
to like prove to you that I was.
I mean, we saw
Eye
each other
contact.
at home.
That's fair.
I mean, they. Okay.
I mean,
Alright.
God,
I guess-
whether you're telling the truth or not, there's that.
God.
Oh, God.
God.
Well,
And he won't
Well,
help you now.
you know, wait, but you guys, you know who else
God
knows?
died last night.
Danny knows. So Danny's gonna talk about what's going on.
I'll tell you guys, the audience, what's going on, but I'm not going to tell them out there. They'll have to figure it out on their own. And Mario is, in fact, the Mason. Gosh, I think that honestly, if I were one of the other players and I were listening to Mario's sad story, I would believe him. You know, if I were Alyssa and Cassie and knew that I was on the villager team, I would be looking at Mario and saying, you know, he's in a tough position and there's really nothing he can say to convince us. But look into those sad little puppy dog eyes. Not these ones down here, Theo. Look into Mario's sad little puppy dog eyes. He's not a werewolf. But wait a second, werewolves are dogs. Puppy dog? That's stupid. That's not anything. Allie, Robert, and Danielle are not villagers. But Robert and Danielle have come up with a pretty good lie that is painting Mario into the corner. The question now is whether the villagers, which only make up Alyssa, Cassie, and Mario, will understand that Mario's the one that they have to trust. I'm really interested to see when Cassie is going to play her hand, when she's going to reveal that she knows that Alyssa is a villager. Because as the robber, I know that I have taken a card, and I see that she was the troublemaker, so there's no way that her card is going to get switched with anybody else. If I were Cassie, I know that there are potentially a lot of non-villager cards out there that Alyssa could have switched to me, but if I can corroborate her story, Alyssa would probably be very straightforward about who she switched and hopefully reveal to Cassie that she's in the clear. Cassie may just be worried that she's not a villager anymore, but I hope that they'll reveal the truth.
All right, guys.
Hi.
Okay.
So I didn't even think about the fact that I just immediately assumed he was a tanner. Like you could be a werewolf and be lone or just your other werewolf.
Yeah, that's true,
certainly
too.
you.
Or those 2 could be werewolves.
Yeah, those 2 could be
That's a
werewolves.
dumb strategy. Okay.
Did
Dumb
anybody
enough to
see
work.
anything?
No.
Did anybody see anything?
I mean,
See her?
Yeah. No.
Guess
No,
not.
see her.
Okay.
Cheers. Wow.
And he's like, wait, actually,
That
I
is.
see her.
Now that you mention it.
I mean,
I saw bullshit.
So.
okay.
Oh, fuck.
Did we get everyone?
Yeah.
What was the troublemaking?
Yeah, was there?
Oh,
Yeah, and I'm. Fuck.
you can't remember.
Yeah, no, I know I troublemated you.
Yeah.
I think I did it with you. It was either you or you, but I think I did it with you.
Wait a minute.
Shit.
Well, now you're
I know, because my memory
You're
is
in
for
the
shit.
Mason party.
I think I swapped you two.
Right.
And what were you?
Something.
Something.
I didn't know to. I have nothing.
Well, now when you were, you aren't anymore, so you can just say it freely.
Possibly.
If you were a werewolf, she would be the werewolf now.
Yeah, if you were
If-
a wolf.
If
Alyssa's
One
done
minute
it.
if she's
remaining.
telling the
Like
truth.
Robert.
If we were switched, then I would think that you're possibly up to no good.
I didn't do anything. She switched us.
But I know.
She stole it.
Well, I was a robber and I stole Alyssa's card, and I can confirm that she was a troublemaker. But you're a robber. now.
Okay.
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 So what were
And
you?
then-
Allie, Tanner. Okay, so don't vote for me.
30 seconds left.
That's why I was like, wait, there's a strategy.
So we've either
Wait,
got.
so then were you actually a Mason?
Yeah. Did you actually switch us?
Yeah.
Okay, I was a werewolf. Vote for Robert.
I knew it. Called
I love how you put him out just like that, like nope, get blood. It wasn't like you said vote for Allie. You were just like I was a werewolf, vote for Allie. You were just like I was a werewolf.
Or this is the most epic Tanner play you guys have ever had.
Time is
Oh
up.
my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
3, 2, 1, vote.
Wait,
Oh,
wait,
what is happening?
What
What is happening?
Wait, I thought you were pointing at her. No.
I knew I was going to vote for me. So
Okay. So
I almost
Yeah, I was confused.
we got a werewolf, guys. We got a werewolf. What are you?
Thought the werewolf.
Let's see. Okay. All right.
Called that.
We did it, guys.
Sexy.
Wow.
Look at you. Got rocking those fangs.
I've won every single time.
Way to
Wow.
go.
Hey, look at that.
Pretty impressive.
For
Yeah.
not having any idea what's going on, I feel great.
Yeah.
You did a good job.
We've had consistent villager wins, and now we're gonna have to find out what Danny has to say about that.
Again.
Allie's not invited back because she doesn't like it when I talk. So that was crazy. I'm sorry we got the cards a little bit mixed up. Alyssa switched Danielle with Allie rather than Robert with Allie. So Danielle was the one who wound up as the Tanner rather than Robert, and everyone was able to figure out, oh, Robert's the werewolf because Danielle called him out. But I feel like, guys, if Danielle copped up to being the werewolf and we know that her card got passed to Allie, we're certain of what Allie is. I that's probably who I would have voted for. But if everybody else didn't, might have split the votes and wound up making things randy. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. It's time for our goodbyes and good lies. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you to Theo for being such a good boy. We're glad that you tuned in. We hope you enjoyed the show. Please follow us on YouTube, follow us on Twitch, like us on Facebook, and keep in touch. Keep tuned in for more and more of these good werewolf days. We're going to cut out to the players so that they can say their fond farewells. I want to bring Theo out there because he wants to say goodbye to y'all too. So I'm going to cut over to the players now.
Whoa.
And like he's the spaceship
sounds cool.
sample, but like maybe for friends.
Danny's transition to you.
Okay.
Right now?
I was gonna look at Flight of the
What was that
Navigator,
called?
but I'm not going to.
Flight of the Navigator. It's fantastic.
All right,
See it
so thanks so much for hanging out with us. If you haven't checked it out, check out Flight of the Navigator. Oh, here's our werewolf!